Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Okay, I hope all of you guys done lunch, eh? Alright, first of all, thank you for being with us today. Alright, welcome to our PD Talk Series 2020. I'm Shafiq. We'll be hosting for this session together with my friend Izzati and Wana. With us also today is our lovely advisor, Madam Azwin. So how are you, Madam, today?
Hi everybody, the rain baru start pouring. So some of us may have connection problem, but thank you. I can see many still trying to come in and join us.
Yes.
So you can proceed.
How about my two gorgeous team over there, Wana and Izzati? Hi.
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Hi everybody, I'm Izzati, your co-host for today. As we all know, we have special guest today with us. I'm so excited that he's willing to join us. And if anyone have question to ask later, you can leave at the chat section, okay? For Q&A session later.
Hi everyone, I'm Wana, your co-host for today. By the way, Shafiq, thank you for asking. I'm good, Alhamdulillah. So for everyone, for your information, this talk series is a part of our coursework requirement. So we will talk about the current issue, COVID-19, staying positive in times life of change. As you guys know, we are now living in the new norm where we practice the social distancing, and now we have started the MCO since March until now.
Oh yeah, that's true, Wana. Right. So, as you guys know, today we have a special guest, Abang aku Mustapha. Alright, mesti semua dah tak sabar nak dengar abang aku bercakap kan?
Hello, I'm here.
There you are. Alright. Abang aku, untuk pengetahuan abang aku, most of participant today is student, come from different background of study. We also have international student come from Indonesia and some adults. So, diorang ni excited sangat nak tahu abang aku. So, sebelum abang aku bercakap, biarlah saya kenalkan diri abang aku sedikit. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Muhaizat Ahmad Mustapha atau lebih dikenali sebagai Aku Mustapha dilahirkan pada 21 Februari 1971. Okay, abang aku ini pernah membintangi filem pertama beliau. Kalau siapa ingat, pada tahun 1999.
You all dah lahir ke belum?
Belum lagi.
Mungkin Shafiq sudah.
Filem tersebut ialah Senario the Movie. Okey, nama Aku Mustapha menjadi sebutan sehingga kini. Selain membintangi filem, abang aku juga aktif dalam seni pementasan teater, telemovie and TV series. Okey, untuk pengetahuan semua, abang aku ni adalah penerima anugerah pelakon lelaki paling popular pada tahun 2001. So, kini abang aku mewarnai televisyen melalui TV series yang terbaru iaitu Bukan Gadis Biasa yang ditayangkan di TV3 pada 23 April sehingga 24 Mei yang lalu. Okey, itu merupakan sedikit yang saya boleh sharekan kepada kalian semua. Kalau korang ingin tahu lebih lanjut lagi, mari kita tanya abang aku. So, abang aku, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm impressed. So many participants hari ni. So apa khabar semua? I hope everybody's well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abang aku,
Yes,
boleh share sikit tak dengan kita apa perkembangan terkini abang aku?
Baru tengah producing a film, a proper film yang nak keluar dekat pawagam semua. Which kita akan mula shooting pada hujung bulan Julai.
Wow.
Yeah, I cannot tell you too much. It's basically a musical comedy campur action.
Wow.
Ni.
So abang aku, tadi abang aku cakap sekarang abang aku tengah buat pementasan filem baru kan?
Yes.
So-
No, I belakang tabir. I tengah menerbit filem baru.
So semasa ni abang aku pun terlibatlah sekali dalam the movie, right? So boleh tak share sedikit sebab kita sekarang tengah MCO. Ada tak SOP yang tertentu yang abang aku boleh ceritakan dekat kita semua?
Can. Actually for filmmaking sebab because of the MCO, banyak SOP yang telah telah dipaksa kita ikut. Okay, basically contoh like dulu semua orang masuk set and siapkan the set. Now tak boleh. Satu group demi satu group saja boleh masuk. Macam contoh let's say lighting masuk. Bila lighting dah siap, semua yang buat lighting yang tak perlu kena keluar daripada set. And then let's say after lighting it's the set dressing which is nak siapkan the set itself. That crew boleh masuk and then siapkan everything and then siapa yang tak diperlukan keluar daripada set. And then after that the camera department masuk and then siapkan all the camera staff. And then bila kamera dah siap, siapa yang tak perlu keluar. So it's going to be a very slow process lah cara kita nak shoot. And then like contoh macam makeup artist, kalau dia nak make upkan the pelakon, makeup artist tu kena pakai macam PPE punya style lah, hazmat punya style lah. So dia and then the artist, the pelakon bila touch up kena touch up sendiri. The makeup artist dah tak dibenarkan dah dekat set.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. And then 2 weeks before shoot kita kena test the crew and the cast sebelum kita boleh shooting. And right now kita tengah pertikaikan kalau nak quarantinekan our cast and crew sebelum shoot. Sebab benda tu belum dipaksa atas kita, tapi kita sendiri tengah berbincang because kita tak nak bila start shooting tiba-tiba somebody kena COVID-19, then everybody terpaksa di quarantine and kita punya shooting tergendala and then we got big problem lah then.
Okay, maksudnya dia step by step lah.
Yes.
So rasanya kan mesti pandemik ni buatkan kita semua stressful for some people, right? Saya percaya pun semua orang akan mengalami masalah yang sama. Lagi-lagi bila dalam MCO ni, the Prime Minister dah cakap dah, there is due to travel restriction, kita tak boleh pergi ke mana-mana, bukan?
Now tak boleh ke mana-mana kat luar Malaysia. Dalam Malaysia
luar
okay.
Malaysia je okay, yang sekarang. So most of us yang dalam ni, saya yakin diorang ada dah plan dah percutian nak ke overseas. Lepas tu mesti tiket flight, the hotel semua cancel. So ini akan menyebabkan kerugian yang besar bagi diorang. Kalau abang aku sendiri kan, macam selebriti. Okay, adakah pandemik banyak mengubah kehidupan abang aku sendiri? So how are you coping with the current pandemic sekarang ni?
Okay, memang okay, for me, what happened was kita sepatutnya roll filem yang kita nak shoot ni pada hujung bulan March. On March 31st kita dah set yang kita nak start principal photography. Ini shooting lah, rolling. Tapi 18 of March, MCO. So so our shooting tergendala. So my income pun tergendala because kalau tak shoot tak boleh dapat income. So for the whole of the PKP memang there was no income lah. So it was tough because nak bayar elektrik, nak bayar sewa, nak make sure ada makanan untuk family was what's the word? Merisaukan. Merisaukan. Because nak tahu mana nak dapat duit. Alhamdulillah my wife dia sangat terror lah. My wife pandai masak. And then she decided to masak and jual. And semua idea dia. I just tengok je macam like, oh clever lah you.
So that is how you rolling the untuk mendapatkan penambah isi keluarga lah.
Yeah, because of my wife. She's the one yang terror lah. I mean,
wow.
I just kadang-kadang deliver lah untuk dia. So my wife masak, adik dia hantar and he makes money daripada delivery. So alhamdulillah kita dapat survive lah.
Wow.
Alright.
Dapat the whole family kerjasama macam tu kan.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So
Yes.
abang aku ni kan, kalau MCO ni okay, mungkin kan kita masak apa semua, some of it mesti kita ada challenging kita sendiri. So maksudnya cabaran-cabaran yang abang aku sebagai selebriti sekarang ni kita dah boleh nak pergi a crowd yang ramai sangat. So abang aku came out dengan solution with the kiranya family business lah kan.
Yep.
Okay. So maksudnya cabaran setiap orang tu sangat berbeza. Seperti dalam kita punya Zoom sekarang ni, saya rasa semua akan ada macam cabaran seperti saya, iaitu susah nak bangun pagi. Sebab during the MCO start,
Wait. Only masa MCO ke susah nak bangun pagi? Ke sebelum tu dah?
No. Sebelum MCO start, kita ada traditional class, which is I need to wake up early. So I need to prepare myself from head to toe. So sekarang ni, bila dah MCO, kelas online distance learning diperkenalkan. So dia macam flexible lah. Okay, this is what we call the challenging. Inilah cabaran untuk saya. Kalau abang aku, what do you think is the most challenging about working untuk business, run the family business untuk hantar makanan apa semua tadi?
Okay, for me, because I actually didn't have to do much. My wife dengan adik dia yang buat semua. Because kebetulan I punya office dengan rumah sangat dekat. I boleh jalan kaki pergi office. So ikut MCO walaupun kita sepatutnya stay at home, tapi kalau dalam kawasan kita boleh keluar. So I pergi office because my office bukan office yang terdedah kepada public. Tak ada pelanggan. It's just tempat untuk kita buat kerja. So I pergi office and work from the office lah. Because dekat office ada wifi. Masa tu rumah tak ada wifi. So I needed to work from online. So I needed to go to the office. So alhamdulillah I dapat pergi because dekat. So I tak melanggar apa-apa peraturan, alhamdulillah. And I got to do some work lah, which is I dapat secure contract for this film yang kita nak roll ni betul-betul. Because actually bagi I bersyukur the MCO happen because kita punya production terpaksa ditunda. Tapi dalam masa yang ditunda tu, bila kita study balik kontrak yang kita diberi, actually we would have been in trouble. We would have been in trouble because I tengok dia punya finances semua dah lari and so dalam this PKP kita dapat renegotiate balik and betulkan the contract so that bila kita nak roll sekarang ni, insyaAllah kita akan kurangkan masalah yang kita akan hadapi. So I was happy I dapat pergi office and bekerja because when I'm at home dengan my wife and my family and then my wife's family lagi, actually bukan satu family tau that stuck in my house. 3 family stuck. So lama-lama tension tau. I want to be alone sometimes. So I dapat pergi office, okay lah. Alhamdulillah.
So it was lucky abang aku office dekat. Lepas tu kalau nak balik pun senang kan. Wife pun boleh masak during lunchtime, break hour.
Ya.
Okay, macam abang aku cakap kan, sekarang ni abang aku punya shooting semua terkendala. Jadi kalau abang aku punya office kan dekat dengan rumah. Jadi macam mana, abang aku boleh share tak macam mana abang aku bagikan masa antara spend time dengan family dengan bila abang aku bekerja pergi dekat office pada MCO ni?
Okay, I sangat mengharapkan my wife to let me know what's happening because I focus dekat office because I pun risau duit tak ada. So my goal is to make sure contract dengan this other company yang akan finance kita filem ni dapat diluluskan lah so that everybody will sign the contract and then the company will transfer funds. So because bila company tu transfer fund, I dapat I punya gaji. So I was focus kat situ lah nak make sure gaji tu boleh masuk. So but when my wife said sayang, she will tell me, okay, I need this, I need that, because nak beli barang-barang untuk all the masakan, she will tell me lah what she will need. I will go and pergi ke kedai untuk beli barang lah, because masa tu time MCO dia menggalakkan satu orang je pergi. So since I memang keluar pergi ke office, I jadi orang yang kena pergi ke kedai untuk beli all the barang-barang sekali lah. Tak, so if my wife tak communicate dengan I, memang my life tak balance lah, because I was very focused, because I don't risau duit nak datang di mana, because walaupun my wife was doing something to get income in, benda tu hanya boleh bayar benda-benda yang kecil like makan harian, that kind of stuff. I was looking for like macam mana nak bayar sewa ni, sewa besar. So I was very focused, tapi thank goodness my wife will like always communicate and bagi tahu lah, you tahu tak anak you buat apa? Oh apa dia sayang? Macam tu lah.
Alright, jadi kita tahulah sekarang ni abang aku spend time bekerja dengan family. Abang aku banyak communicate dengan wife lah.
Can I add?
Okay.
What is the difference before MCO compared to before your normal life before? Apa beza, anything that has changed now that we are faced with the new norm? So what has taken a big change in your life?
The biggest change is because now kita dah dapat jumpa orang. The biggest change is still bila jumpa trying not to salam. Because that tabiat is so strong. Bila jumpa it's like you wanna like, hey brother. Tak boleh. And then at the same time bila kita tak nak salam, I rasa serba salah, macam dia marah ke kalau tak salam dia.
Right.
But I just have to think about my family safety lah, to make, because cannot take the risk. I really cannot afford to take the risk. But apart from that, bagi for me tak banyak perbezaan. Because I bukan social sangat macam dulu. Okay, now because umur dah berumur, you know. So it's like like maybe kalau I was 20, it would really affect my life because selalu nak keluar jumpa kawan. But now I'm more of a family person. I like being at home. I like to spend time with my family. And then I also like to be alone sometimes at the office to do work. So, and then now mostly of the time bila I jumpa people, is selalu mostly about working lah, basically for production or something else. So nak keluar lepak untuk bersosial, not really lah. Most of the time kalau keluar lepak social is like when now we're doing that one. Now we do things online lah, like we call our friends through Zoom and then kita chit-chat lah macam ni.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Yeah, so we don't meet up dekat the cafes anymore lah.
Oh.
Tapi I actually quite like it because I nak balik rumah, look, I'm already at home.
Jadi kita semua tahulah yang abang aku ni seorang suami dengan ayah yang penyayang tau. Sebab abang aku memang memang biasa kan dah spend time dengan family, even before dengan after MCO pun abang aku cakap sama je. Tapi
I try to spend time with them.
Okay. Abang aku boleh share sikit tak apa aktiviti yang baru abang aku buat dengan family yang sepanjang MCO ni? Sebab memang lama betul kan kita kena stuck kat rumah ni.
Okay, with my daughters, because diorang dah bersekolah, so now they have to do online punya learning because sekolah diorang post things online and then they have to learn. So now I have to sit with them to do homework. That one is aktiviti baru yang agak mencabar because I can be a bit impatient. You know, it's like 2 times 2 is 4. So 2 times 3 is Don't know. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean?
So, untuk pengetahuan semua lah, kalau kita stalk IG abang aku ni dia memang sangat seorang ayah yang penyayang. Dia layan anak dia main TikTok, okay? Sekarang abang aku pun dah popular dekat TikTok.
Abang aku, anak-anak
Yeah.
abang tu umur berapa?
My eldest daughter, dia standard 5. My second daughter, standard 2. And then I got a son yang umur 4 tahun.
Kecil lagi semua.
Abang aku, macam yang abang aku katakan tadi, anak-anak abang aku kan masih kecil semua.
Ya.
Waktu mula-mula PKP tu, macam mana abang aku explain kat dia yang kita kena duduk rumah, kena jaga kebersihan, social distance. Macam mana abang explain kat diorang?
Actually, my wife yang explain. And she's very good at explaining that bila I balik ke rumah, the kids don't touch me until I dah wash hand, I dah pergi mandi and then come out. And if I try to touch them, my kids will go, "Hey, virus! Also, yang bagus masa starting of MCO ni, because cousin dia orang pun ada, because kan my wife punya family ada, so with their children, so dia orang ada cousin dia orang sekali, and so dia orang tak bosan lah, they had each other to play with, so that was good.
Aktiviti apa je yang diorang buat dengan cousin-cousin diorang tu abang aku?
Macam-macam sampai asyik kena jerit je. Okay.
Mesti diorang takut dengan abang aku ni kan?
No, I will be the one joining them to make all kinds of nonsense. I juga kena marah. Luckily ada banyak toys, and then they did a lot of painting activities, and they had things to do lah.
Selain daripada abang aku dapat spend time dengan family kan, apa lagi pada abang aku dapat benefit-benefitnya selain daripada spend time dengan family sepanjang MCO?
Kena belajar, kena banyak belajar bersabar. Okay.
Betul.
Ya betul tu abang aku. Kadang-kadang kita pun sebelum ni tak pernah duduk the whole day selama berbulan-bulan dengan family kita semua, tiba-tiba kena duduk satu rumah selama 3 bulan tu pula.
Yeah, exactly. So kadang-kadang pergaduhan akan berlaku lah. It's just normal lah. But you know, ups and down. But for me, it's training on how to be lebih tenang, lebih bersabar, and jangan salah sangka, salah anggap lah, that kind of thing.
I have a question. So we understand from your sharing earlier, as an actor, your income has been affected quite badly. I assume most actors and celebrities out there would be experiencing the similar things. And
Yes.
many entertainers, they have alternative income. So they do businesses and all that. So what about you? So maybe you can share a little bit in terms of, you know, your outlook on that.
Okay. Yes, I pun ada an alternative business that I tengah usaha. And kebetulan I only started it in January. It's a networking business, and then the MCO happened, and alhamdulillah, networking you can do business from home because kita cuma kena Zoom dengan people, and we can grow the business that way. We don't have to be out there macam dulu. And the reason why is basically because I'm already 49. I know, I look 21.
Oops.
But but next year I'm 50. And tak lama lagi I kena now already I kena berfikir tak lama lagi I kena ada option untuk bersara, because like it or not, bila umur kita dah meningkat, kita punya energy dah tak sama macam dulu. Okay, like last time, I boleh kerja dari pagi sampai ke malam, malam keluar bersosial lagi, esok sambung kerja, tak tidur. And then, carry on like that. But now, it's like bangun pagi, kerja-kerja, by petang, I need to take a nap lah, mengantuk.
Right.
So, the energy is not as good as what it used to be. So takkan nak kerja berkeras macam ni until sampai bila? Because in Malaysia, unfortunately, pelakon-pelakon semua tak ada royalty. Kita dibayar sekali and habis cerita. So the only way kita boleh bersara is kalau kita ada some kind of passive income. And kalau kita industri yang advance macam dekat Europe or dekat US, then maybe we could be getting royalty. That's how they all boleh, like all the nama-nama besar, masa dia orang muda, 1 year mungkin 2-3 filem dia orang keluar. But by the time they are older, dia orang keluar satu filem maybe every 2 or 3 years. Because the reason is, all the income from the previous work they did masih coming in, so they can continue to live off kerja yang dia buat 20 tahun lepas. But Malaysia kita tak boleh buat. So I terpaksa cari another avenue to make income, but what I was looking for is passive income lah. So alhamdulillah, in January I found this company that I'm really excited about yang boleh bagi passive income, because that's a focus. And things are looking quite good lah. I dapat focus on it quite a bit masa during PKP MCO, because even though I was trying to close the deal to get the contract with the company so that kita buat filem ni, kita boleh buat the film, I still had a lot of time whereby I boleh buat my other business, which is to cari passive income lah. And the reason why is because of that lah. Kita kena ada multiple source of income kalau kita nak survive in the future, I think.
Yes. True.
We got to redirect our session. Kita nak tahu lagi about abang aku personally, like how you have been staying positive at home, and some of these participant they would like to know personally macam mana you punya outlook because we hear a lot of cases during MCO, ada yang depressed, ada yang domestic violence, nak bunuh diri lah kan, everything. So macam mana what would be your advice? I'm sure you have been a student before, I'm sure you have gone through this kind of in fact you mentioned you went through some kind of depression sebab kena dump dengan girlfriend. Jadi jadi kita pun nak tahulah, because some of my student they personally text me, kata, "Madam, I cannot cope with this. I cannot cope because my parents losing jobs, so I'm not getting the things I usually get, so they are so stressed, so they cannot focus, they cannot even think about getting work done." So as a father, as someone who has experienced, what would be your advice to them?
Okay, I can only share what I did for myself, because yes, memang betul, the MCO is quite dangerous in the sense that kita boleh hilang arah, because suddenly tak tahu apa nak buat. And that one is very dangerous because it can lead to depression, and depression is sangat bahaya because you can commit suicide. Okay, people commit suicide because of depression. That's it. Okay, because diorang tak nampak jalan keluar. So what I did is I surrounded myself with positive punya input. So what I did was I go online and I cari talks yang positive, yang talking about self-improvement, self-development. Because everybody else tengah complain, and if they complain, see, kita dipengaruh. Kita boleh kata, I tak terpengaruh, but actually, tapi you're lying to yourself, Kita selalu terpengaruh dengan kita punya surrounding. So I try to change my surrounding. And I try to listen to one positive talk a day. So I go online to YouTube, I cari benda-benda yang free and listen. So, but I listen to it, I try to listen to it alone because some people tak faham, right? They'll be like looking at me going, wah apa ni? Huh? And because everyone else listens to music.
Yeah.
Tapi I'm listening to a talk. But because I'm trying to improve myself, because this is what I discovered. Manusia ni sangat-sangat powerful. We are all, every single one of you is extremely powerful because you boleh pilih how to react to something. Most of the time you tak sedar you buat pilihan tu. Contoh my ayat for explaining this is basically you can use anything as an excuse or a reason to fail or succeed. Okay? Contoh lah, okay, my girlfriend dumped me. Okay, this was years ago. I don't have a girlfriend while I'm married. Okay, my wife is my ex-girlfriend. So let's say lah, okay, my girlfriend dumped me. I can use that as an excuse to be depressed and jadi an alcoholic, jadi abusive. I can use it as an excuse to distrust other women and macam-macam. So I can use that as an excuse to be bodoh. But we are powerful. We can choose to look at it differently, which is I can use that as a reason to be more successful. I can use that as a reason to be a better person. So I can say I'm going to study, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to be better than ever so that dia yang rugi because she didn't end up with me. You know, I can have that kind of attitude. So, but to have that attitude, you need to find you punya purpose lah, which is basically apa you nak buat. So, if you know your apa yang you nak, and then you focus on it, and then you understand that you can choose whether you want to kejar impian tu ke tidak, then I think that is the best way to handle it. I mean, because that's what I'm using. So, because if I use it, I think that's the best way for me. Okay. So, in order for me to improve, I decided to baca buku-buku positif, buku-buku self-help, and at the same time, I dengar audio recordings yang positif lah, macam Earl Nightingale. He's very good. One of my favorite is this alamak, what's his name lupa pula nama dia, but now online you can find a lot of positive stuff, so you can choose to surround yourself with positivity or you can choose to be a mangsa keadaan. Tapi actually you chose to be the mangsa keadaan, which is that means you don't take responsibility, you let the negative of the world masuk kepala otak you and then you become depressed. Okay, so my recommendation is, you know, take control, you know, change what you can so that because this is an ayat dalam Quran tau. See, a lot of people, okay, this one I want to really share. A lot of people selalu salahkan Allah. You know, how come you guys broke up? They will say, oh, tak ada jodoh. You know? So they're saying, oh, God forced them to break up. Secara tak langsung, that's what they're saying. Alright, they're not taking responsible, like saying, actually I just tak sabar dengan dia, that's why I chose to break off. You know, they don't want to say that. They rather salahkan Allah. So, but then in the Quran, there's two ayats that influences me a lot, which is in the Quran it says, hanya dua benda yang telah ditakdirkan. Bila you lahir dan bila you mati. But the key word that for me is hanya. That means the only thing yang telah ditentukan is bila you lahir, bila you mati. So that means kalau itu saja ditentukan, that means everything else belum ditentukan. And then the next ayat that I found in the Quran is, it says, God will not change your situation until you decide to change your situation. So that when I combine those two ayats, for me it's like, oh, that means semua benda ni jatuh dalam tangan I. It's all my fault. it's my responsibility and it's my fault. So that means kalau situasi tu is something yang I tak puas hati with, that means it's my fault I'm in that situation, and I have to study back what I did to figure out how come I got into that situation so that I boleh keluar daripada situasi tu. So this is why I believe that we need to take responsibility, because nanti masa kiamat happens, kita akan dipersoalkan, and they will ask, or who, I don't know, Allah ke angel will ask, one of the angels will tanya, okay, when you broke up with your girlfriend, kenapa you salahkan Allah? and then what are you going to say? What? It sounds funny, but this is actually a very serious question tau, because bayangkan, you have no more peluang lagi, and now you have to jawab, and you're going to have to be punished because you salahkan Allah, and Allah said no, it's in your hands. So we need to learn to stop blaming people and focus on apa yang kita boleh buat to fix situasi kita sendiri before kita nak fix orang lain.
Right.
Okay, going along that question, I'm interested to know how important is friends to you? Because I meet these millennials, ni millennials kita ni yang 50 orang ke berapa orang ni millennials ni, some of them I notice they have dia masih learning about themselves, knowing themselves, identity, trying to get to know. Jadi kawan batu gaduh, lepas tu things like that. So in your
Drama-drama.
case, I know your best friend siapa. So how important is friends to you, and what do you regard as so how do you regard friends, and what is your advice to these millennials on how to keep friends, because sometimes they don't know, like now college ni is so important for them to hold on the memories. Nanti bila kita dah 40 over years, oh I wish I could go back, tapi sekarang ni semua sibuk struggling, nak kawan ni, tak nak kawan tu, things like that. So what is your advice?
My advice about friends is be sincere, but also understand that sometimes your friendship is not reciprocated back. That means takkan dibalas balik. Okay? And you need to be okay with that. So here's the thing, if you need friends, I can tell you this, that means you are not confident on your own yet. You need your friends to give you that security, feeling of security, and you so that you can feel better about yourself. For me, that's okay when it matters, it's okay. Tapi yang penting for me is you need to keep Allah number one before friends, before family. Because how I live is that I sentiasa berfikir whatever action I do, I kena menjawab masa kiamat nanti. And my goal is I actually nak masuk syurga. I know that sounds so shallow.
No.
But
I'm sure all of us nak masuk syurga.
Yeah, but to actually say it out loud, sounds a bit shallow. but so if my how I am with my belief dengan Allah is okay, is good. Whether I have friends or not, I'm okay. I'm already okay. So I don't have to have my friends looking at me and say, how do I look? Oh, you look handsome. And then I feel good. I don't need that anymore. So, but when you have friends, be a sincere friend, and hopefully they will be sincere back to you. Kita tak boleh nak tahu what will happen, because this is what I know lah. When we were friends masa muda, and we were very close, once we start working, we might not be close anymore because our career will pull us apart to different things. So then you have to learn how to develop new friends. And then maybe you only meet up once a year sometimes. So, but to me, when you're being a friend, just be sincere as a friend. And then if they be a friend back to you, be grateful. Be bersyukur that they are grateful. But if they take away that friendship balik from you, just terima. That's what they want. Just like you sendiri pun tak nak dipaksa oleh orang untuk terima atau whatever. So if they want to take that friendship away from you, terima je lah. And then for me, I will just stay positive and tell them, well, it's their loss because I think I'm a nice guy. I do the right things. If they don't want to berkawan dengan I, nak buat macam mana? So those want to berkawan dengan I be a nice guy and sincere to them. And Alhamdulillah, I have a lot of wonderful friends that come to my aid when I need help. Contoh lah, one of my friends, nama dia Mike. If my car breaks down, like just baru-baru ni kan, because kan driving masa PKP tak ada duit, so I nak isi minyak pun susah. So I was driving and then kereta I dah habis minyak and I was stuck. So I call one of my friends, Mike, and he no questions. He said, where are you? Dia datang, dia tolong I beli minyak and isi kereta I dengan minyak, and he used his own money to isi my car. So, and he never said, you pay me back, nothing. He just said, he didn't even, there was no idea that he was going to minta something in return. So I bersyukur I dapat kawan dengan dia, and I dengan ikhlasnya wish him to be a happy and successful dalam hidup dia. Even if dalam masa depan I'm no longer in his world, maybe dia dah sukses dan dah pergi ke Dubai ke whatever, who knows, so I think the most important thing is kita kena ikhlas dengan kawan-kawan kita, tapi terima bila diorang nak buat apa-apa hal, and if we have to move on, we move on. And the only way we can do that is kalau kita dengan Allah dah okay.
Thank you.
Thank you Abang aku. So sekarang kita dah tahulah rahsia abang aku untuk stay positif, sentiasa surrounded diri abang aku dengan perkara-perkara yang positif. So abang aku, sekarang ni sebelum nampaknya masa mencemburui kita, tapi sebelum tu kita akan ke Q&A session. Kat sini ada satu soalan dari partisipan kita, Syamira. Dia ingin bertanya abang aku.
Saya nak tanya, sepanjang MCO ni.
Hai.
Sepanjang MCO ni, apa cabaran yang paling sukar abang aku tempuh, dan tapi abang come up with solution?
Yang paling sukar was the objective of nak tahu where the next pendapatan was coming from lah. Because masa tak ada income, jadi like we are thinking about, okay, kita dah tarikh ni, hujung bulan kat sini, bila kita dah cross that sempadan, more bills are coming in, macam mana nak bayar. So that was the hardest part lah, of trying to just be calm and survive and do what we need to do. Tapi Alhamdulillah, me and my wife, especially my wife lah, we did a good job lah.
Ya, saya pasti sekarang ni waktu-waktu pandemik pasti ramai orang yang alami masa-masa yang sukar.
Soalan lagi lah satu, boleh tak Abang Ako? One more lah.
Boleh.
Izati?
Hai Abang Ako.
Hello.
My question is, MCO ni kan memang duduk rumah. As abang cakap tadi, abang macam banyak spend time dengan family. Abang rasa dalam banyak-banyak benda masa MCO ni, apa benda yang abang rasa masa lain abang tak buat benda tu?
I don't understand. I tak faham.
Dalam banyak-banyak perkara yang abang buat masa MCO ni,
Benda baru lah.
selain daripada MCO, abang tak buat benda tu. Dan abang akan lupa benda tu.
benda baru
Min-
lah.
Yes, new
Benda,
thing.
benda baru yang you buat. You know, something new that you start practicing during MCO lah. Macam tadi you sebut
Something.
salam kan. Maybe something else.
Something new is, I think, sitting with my kids and doing homework with them lah. Itu something new because selalunya I was so busy running around that I tak spend time. So it was actually good for me to spend time doing homework with them because at least one is I'm spending time and second I'm getting to see the progress that my kids are going through lah.
At the same time pun jadi teacher lah kat rumah kan.
Dapat experience jadi cikgu.
Yes, and I respect a
I
lot of
think-
teachers more because now I know they have kesabaran yang sangat dahsyat.
Okay, terima kasih.
I think I can relate to that lah because you know masa kita tak force under MCO we do not see tau the struggle the struggle is really real dealing with children, small children I have friends with little kids anak sampai 5 so they cannot even do anything at home when they are supposed to conduct lecture, lepas tu anak lari. Lepas tu pegang laptop jatuh, pecah. Lepas tu tak boleh dah buat. Kamera rosak. So memang the struggle can be real lah. But at the same time, if you look at it the positive way, kita finally get to know our loved one better. You know, this is the time we get to know, oh macam ni rupanya perangai laki aku. Oh macam ni rupanya perangai bini aku. You know, that sort of thing lah. It could be good, or if you choose to take it positive, it could you know be otherwise lah kan.
Yeah.
Ada sesiapa lagi nak tanya soalan? Nurul.
Nurul nak tanya.
Okay, nak tanya, do you have any advice for people that are still looking for jobs? Sebab tahu kita tengah MCO, so the hiring rate is low kan?
Yeah. You have to be willing to do the things you don't like to do lah. Okay, like contoh when we are now going to sambung our production for film, because of all this added SOP and stuff that we have to now implement ke dalam kita punya production, kita punya budget burst. So we spoke to all the crew and asked them if they were willing to take a pay cut in order for us to be able to continue doing this production. And Alhamdulillah, they all said yes, they are willing to take a pay cut because any gaji is better than no gaji for them. So so they were willing to, instead of working at this price, they were willing to work at a lower price. So my suggestion is, if you really need to find work, you kind of have to not be so fussy. If not, you're going to limit apa yang you sanggup terima.
Jadi ada sesiapa yang ingin bertanya lagi?
Nurul dah hilang dah.
Kita dapat peluang nak tanya dengan abang kita.
Yeah. For me, in terms of job and business, we need both. But ultimately, you need a business because business will help you bersara. If you're working for a job, you will always be working for somebody else. And that person dapat capai dia punya impian, you cuma tolong dia. You dapat pahala lah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Right, Syafiq take over balik.
Alright, thank you so much Abang Ako for sharing with us. So, sebelum kita habiskan kita punya PD Talk Series 2020 ni, so I would like to say thank you very much to our advisor, our lovely advisor yang helping us so much sampai benda ni terjadi hari ni. So, Madam, do you have any few words to say?
Originally, I was supposed to say a few words before we begin the session. Tapi because we wanted to have things in time, so I'm going to say a few words now lah. So for your information, Mr. Ako Mustapha, most of these participants are very familiar faces to me because they are either my current student or my ex-student. Ada yang ex-student, ada yang tengah buat internship right now. They are all here to participate. In fact, I have one student yang pernah intern daripada Indonesia in this group juga, Adib. Adib ada ke? So Adib is also with us if I'm not wrong lah. So I would first and foremost, I would like to thank Aku Mustapha for his time, his dedication, because he really helped us a lot, yeah. He really did, because he was willing to give time. Of course lah, sekarang ni kat rumah, so you tak boleh bagi excuse you busy sangat lah kan. So kata bila kita meeting, kita interview, abang aku was very supporting, yeah. Very supporting. So bukan senang lah nak jumpa retis macam ni So I really am very grateful lah, because I think my student has learned a lot, especially the host for this session today, Izzati, Wana and Shafiq. They were very nervous. Alhamdulillah today they cracked the egg lah. So good job ya guys. So give them a big hand. So sekarang kena tepuk macam ni. Semua kena tepuk macam ni. Tahu tak ada dengar pun, semua mute ya. So and then second of all, I would like to thank every participant for showing the overwhelming response, interest for this session. InsyaAllah, I ada lagi 4 talk series coming up. Tapi abang aku is number 1. The first talk series is with abang aku. So hopefully the next talk series, you have learned a lot. Ada yang dalam ni yang akan jadi host in the future. Ada juga dalam ni, so you know how we handle it. For your info, this is part of their course requirement. Jadi diorang kena practice this, so that's why the students are required to host the session. And Alhamdulillah, everything goes really well. Thank you very much again.
Alright, madam. Thank you for the nice word. Macam sedih pula kan, saya dah nak habis lah. So, alright, untuk pengetahuan abang aku, this video will upload on YouTube. So, sebab ada yang tak dapat nak join kita hari ni, mungkin kita dah terlalu ramai ataupun masalah internet. So, abang aku ada tak nak bagi sepatah berkata untuk peminat-peminat abang aku dekat luar sana? So, kita akan spotlightkan abang aku punya video sekarang.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me on here lah. I'm very honored that you guys wanted to hear from me. It made me feel very, very, very warm inside. It did, because you guys made me feel special.
Thank you.
But all of you, I just want you guys to know that you guys, no matter what's happening in the world, you have a bright future. You guys are very powerful beings because you have the ability to choose where you want to go, how you want to react, what you want to do. You just need to make sure whatever decision you do, you guna akal you lah, not not just perasaan. Think about what you're doing. So I just want to wish you all the best with your future, and I think you guys are doing a great job. And I hope we can all stay in touch. All right?
Sure.
Thank you.
Alright, that's all for our PD Talk session for today. Thank you again to Abang Ako, Madam Azwin, and for everyone who participate in this session.
Thank you.
Everyone. Thank you guys.
Okay,
Alright.
thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Semua.